Hello, I am back for another beauty class. Today is all about the eyes. We're going to do an eyeshadow look using the Addiction Palette 6. Why did I choose the Addiction Palette 6? Because the Addiction Palette 6 is one of our most popular is the word I'm looking for. But before I dive into it, I am going to start by priming my eyes. So I am using our Younique Eye Primer. You need a very, very small amount of product of it, just like a very little bit. And then you literally just work it all over your lid and you let it sit for a minute, and it is going to help really pigmentate your color. It is also helps even out your skin on your eyelid. So if you have really, really fine skin on your eyelid and you find that you have a lot of veins and stuff like that poking out, get some kind of primer. You can either use an actual eye primer, or you can use like a stick foundation or a concealer or something of that fact to really even out your skin texture and tone on your eyelid, just to kind of create it helps create more of a symmetrical look between your two eyes. So what our Younique primer does is it is really nude in color, so it's going to help even out your skin on your lid. It is also going to really grip and hold on to that eyeshadow. So you're going to find when you're blending it, if you're not used to using an eye primer, you're going to find that it's going to be a little bit more difficult to blend. That is totally normal, and that is what you want, because you want that eyeshadow to stay in place. So if you find that you get a lot of creasing in your eyeshadow throughout the day because you have that hooded eye, like I do. So I have a hooded eye, meaning this fold of skin comes over. That's called a hooded eye. If you find that you get your eyeshadow creases into the center throughout the day, then you need some kind of eye primer to lock your eyeshadow in place so that it doesn't move. And like I said, it also super duper pigmentates your eyeshadow color. So if you are using just kind of whatever eyeshadow and you find that it's kind of like dull and it's not really overly pigmented, then I would suggest snagging up an eye primer. One of our eye primers is $29 Canadian, and you need the smallest amount, so this will literally last you a lifetime. So I like to let it sit on my eye and dry a little bit. Set up just kind of like regular primer. I'm going to grab my brushes and make sure they are clean. If you are an eyeshadow gal, you need one of these. So what these are is, you can get them from Amazon, Shoppers. They're a brush cleaner. So what happens is, when you're using this brush, you use it, you get a color on it, you swirl it around on here, it takes out all of the color that's in your brush, and it all just kind of stays inside of there, helping you use the brush for different colors without getting a whole lot of having to switch and having to kind of mess up your eye look with getting two different colors of eyeshadow, if that makes sense. So one of these are amazing, and they're like $10 maybe, something like that. They're very, very, very affordable. So I'm just grabbing my eyeshadow brushes that I'm going to need for this look. We're doing a very, very simple look for this. So our Addiction Palette 6 is hands down our most popular, like I said, and it is my most favorite. It is a really, really versatile product, or versatile palette, being that you can do some really nice like glamour pop colors with the sparkles. There's some darker colors, there's lots of neutrals, and there's lots of mattes. It's just a really, really nice product to use. So I'm going to use these 3 browns just to do a very easy and simple daytime eyeshadow look. Also too, and I'm gonna show you how you can take it from just the 2 eyeshadow colors, and then how you introduce the 3rd in. So if you are struggling with kind of a palette that has 3 colors in it and you don't really know what to do, then this is a great way. So I'm going to start with our fluffy crease brush. This brush is literally life. If you don't have any kind of blending brush, that is first of all what you're going to need to get the perfect eyeshadow look. So our fluffy crease brush and blending brush are very, very similar. They're just, one is bigger than the other, obviously. So I like to start with my fluffy crease brush to apply my product into my crease, and that is called your transition color, is where you're going to apply product to the crease. So I'm going to use this brown when you're applying your transition color, you're going to pick a transition color. This is like makeup rule of thumb. This is just, you can totally break all rules because that's what the fun part of makeup is. But if you're following like the rule of thumb, you would take your medium neutral shade. So obviously this color would be your transition color. So I just take it right onto my brush and I blend in. I blend in just to help minimize the amount of fallout that I will experience there. Doing your eyeshadow before your face foundation is 100% just in preference and what you prefer. Today I am doing my eyeshadow first. Some days I do my foundation first. So there you go. It's just all into the crease. Then I go and I take my blending brush and I just do windshield wiper motions to just kind of blend away any harsh edges. I don't do anything fancy, literally just swipe it back and forth just to blend it, take away any harsh lines. So I'm getting product onto my brush and I'm going to do the exact same thing with this other eye. Also too, when you're applying your eyeshadow, I like to switch from eye to eye just so that I get that balance instead of doing one eye and then moving on to the next. It just helps keep everything symmetrical and kind of the same look from eye to eye. And there we go. So that's all over. So then I look and I think, okay, this one has a little bit more product over here. So I'm going to just take my blending brush and put on a dab of product just to kind of even out the sides. Doing eyeshadow is 100% a building thing, and it is patience and layering. Those are the biggest kind of things you need to think about when you are applying your eyeshadow. You need the right tools, and by the right tools I mean blending brushes, the smaller brushes. Once you get into doing a little bit more intricate kind of looks, you're going to need a little bit of different brushes, but for now, just basic ones. I would for sure grab a blending brush because everybody needs a blending brush in their eyeshadow look or eyeshadow kit. Okay, there we go. We're even. And then save on the rest of the brushes. So just get like your regular eyeshadow brush, get it wherever you can get more inexpensive ones, and then splurge on your blending brushes and your like your multi-use tools and that kind of thing. Okay, so that is all over. So this is, I feel like I need a little bit more. Do I look even? I look even. So this is, I will start by showing you the two color look. So I'm going to do that light brown I did in the transition, and now we're going to use this light shimmer shade. It's more of a champagne shimmer shade all over my eye. I'm going to use just a regular eyeshadow brush, but I'm going to dampen it. Whenever you apply eyeshadows, colors that have any kind of shimmer to it, applying it damp will really make the color pop. So just load the color up onto your brush just like that, and then when you're applying it, you just pat it in. Don't wipe it, just pat it. So just pat, and it'll lay the sparkle down really nicely, and you will get the perfect little shimmer, and you'll just get that extra little bit of pop out of the eyeshadow color when you lay it down and dampen your brush. So then this is going to go all over your lid. By just patting it on. You can also take your finger and then just pat it on as well too. I don't enjoy applying eyeshadows with my finger, that's why I don't. But when you use your finger like that, the heat from your fingertip is going to help melt the eyeshadow into your skin and to help you get that extra little pop of color. But look at that pop of color. Then I always take my fluffy crease brush again, and then I just blend away whatever harsh lines, and to kind of marry the lid color and the transition color together. So this would be a really pretty 2-color look. So this is just something super simple to get you out the door in the morning, nothing too crazy. I'm just dampening it all over again. So you can dampen this with setting spray, or you can run it underneath the what is it called? Tap, whatever. As long as it gets wet. I prefer to use a setting powder because then it just helps lock the eyeshadow color in again. And I have setting spray handy with me right now. So I'm just applying that again all over my lid by patting it in and not swiping it. So just pat, pat, pat. And then I'm going to take my blending brush and blend away any of those harsh lines that were created. And from here, you could literally just add on some mascara, add on some liner and mascara, or just mascara, whatever you want to do. This is just a very nice, easy, daytime, quick, easy look. It's nice and dimensional because it has that extra kick of sparkle on your eye and then the darkness in your transition, and it's totally wonderful. But I'm going to show you how you can take this from a 2-color look to a 3-color look. So in the pre kind of loaded palettes that you can get, they will always have like a lighter shade and a darker shade, but of the same kind of color family. So if you have one of those, then you would take this next shade darker. But because we're going to use my Addiction palette, you're going to take this darker brown. I'm going to take the fluffy crease brush. This dark brown, you don't need a whole heck of a lot of. Like, I literally just dab it in. Then you take it on the outer edge of your eye. And I go in a V, down just a smidgen into my lash line, not too far, and then into my crease. And then just blend, blend, blend. And it just really kind of deepens it and darkens it. You still get a little smidgen of that light brown where you had used as your transition color, and then you just have that darker. So when you're using the darker shade over top of the lighter shade, you're creating that dimension, and you're help build that eye color look. So I'm going to go ahead and do the next eye, and I apply it very light-handedly just so that I can get it into place and kind of gauge the amount of product I have. And I have a little bit too much on my thing, so I'm going to just wipe some off, and then I'm going to blend. When you are using your blending brushes as well too, the amount of how far or how close you use your brush will gear how much pressure you apply. So if you're just lightly blending away to buff out any of those harsh edges, then you want to hold your brush further back so you're not applying a whole ton of pressure. But if you were say you got too much eyeshadow on there or something like that, then you can hold it closer up to get a little bit more pressure onto your brush to get a little bit of a more aggressive blend. And there you go. You could even kind of take a smaller, this is just a crease brush, just something with a smaller head, and just simply take one dot and just add it into the outer corner like that. And it just helps darken and deepen that outer corner again without kind of adding too much product onto there, but it just helps really, really darken it up. So there you go. It's just a super nice, subtle look. You can kind of change this look up. You can use this sparkle to put on your lid, or even this really chunky sparkle to put on your lid. You could really jazz it up and throw in this purple color instead of the dark brown color, or you could use this purple color in exchange for this one. But this is just, I wanted to show you guys just a really nice, super easy, super subtle-ish, a day to nighttime look by just adding a smidgen of color just on that outer edge to really vamp it up. You can add on a winged liner from here. You can do some mascara. Really, everything is, the possibilities are endless at this point. I am going to throw on some mascara, and then I am going to, actually I'm not going to throw on mascara. I'm just going to leave it as is. Okay, you guys, that is 2 to 3 eyeshadow from the Addiction Palette 6. I am going to do another one in the near future and do a little bit more of a color with that look, just to give you a little bit more of an option with this palette. But I just want to start at the basics with this eyeshadow palette, because it's very popular, and I would really want you guys to enjoy it as much as I do. So that is it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, or you do not have an Addiction Palette 6 and you want to snag one, just shoot me a message, or head to www.glimmerandgloss.com and you can snag yourself one. But thanks so much. Class dismissed.